Hi and welcome, my name is Joshua from Tag. In today's video, we would learn how to import a typical TXT file into our R Studio. For those of us that are joining this tutorial for the first time and we are quite new to what we'll be doing today, please, I would advise us to go through my previous videos, and I want to believe that will set you on a good ground to follow this particular tutorial. So let's get started to what we have for today. So we want to learn how to read in a TXT file into R. So the example we'll be using is this particular TXT file, and this is where we have it on my system. It is stored inside the folder document, Olakunle, R test, and dataset. So now the first thing we need to do, which we have done in the previous video, is to set a working directory to read from the folder dataset. So that's the first thing we need to do, and then we use the function read.table from the utils package to bring in our data set into our Studio. Very simple. So let's get to C. You go to section, you see set working directory, and then you choose directory. And if you had, for instance, you had document, so you go to Olakunle. This is an important step. So let's see Olakunle, then R test, then data set. So let's get back. Olakunle. Then the next is R test, and the last is data set. So you open. So if you check, we are expected to have it at the level of files. Everything here will be changed automatically to data set. We'll still see how we can also import data set into R using this file pane. So then let's call the variable, the data set we're bringing in, which is called sample underscore R. Let's give it a new name in the variable called that, and then use the function read.table from the utils package, and then specify the name sample underscore R. So while just pressing sample, just use your tab, and then it suggests this is what we're looking for, .txt. So supply this argument header equals true. That is what we also want to see the header. That is if it has an header. But if you check what we have in the file itself, you could see the headings are just v1, v2, v3, v4, and then what we have here is just the column numbering. Let me minimize this and go back. So if I run this, check what is available on the global environment. We have the data set as 352 observations of 4 variables. So if you click to open, you would see that the headers are just v1, v2, v3, and v4. So I would still close what we have here, and then the next thing we are going to do, we have successfully read this into R now. So what we are going to do next again is to see how we can, for instance, I just want to teach us how we can give heading name to what we have instead of v1, v2, v3, v4. These are informations about certain variables, so we imagine we want to give those variables names in R. Don't forget, we have learned this function names, names function. You know what it does is to give us the name of individual columns that we have in the data set. So if I run this, it tells me that the names are by default v1, v2, v3, v4. So let's take, for instance, I want to change the names from that v1. So I would say names of the variable name. You put it as the argument, and then I'm assigning it to read. Okay, I'm combining. Don't forget all these things that we've done before. So I'm using letters, capital letters from 1 to 4, because we just have 4 variables. So if I run this, check what is happening now. You see the names have changed from A, B, C, and D. Now it is now in A, B, C, and D as against what we have before, V1, V2, V3, V4. So if you run this line 2 again, you will see the value is now A, B, C, and D. So in this manner, let's take for instance that this is test scores, and the first score is for math, the next is for English, biology, and GIS. So if you run this, check what will happen. Again, we have it as math, English, bio, GIS as the names of those individual columns. So one other thing again that we are going to quickly learn is we now have an understanding of how to import TXT files into R. So let's see other ways in which you can import files. Let's quickly go to the file option. When we set the working directory, automatically everything we have in this place shows us those informations in that folder, in the folder data set. So let's take, for instance, I want to bring in the student performance that we have been using in previous time. So what I just need to do is to say, you scroll down to the level of we having the student performance. So this is it, student performance, and then what you can do is just click on what we have here, click on it, and then you have the option of either you view the file or import data set. So when you import data set, it takes you to this particular place, and then you can, from here, you can set your options, whether you want to see the first row as names. You can also change the delimiter if it is comma. You can also see the preview, it will show it in this particular pane, and when you are done, you can just click on import. So I will cancel this because we've learned extensively how to import our CSV file. So another way to import is to come to this place at the level of the environment, and you see import. So you can import an Excel file, you can import XPSS file, you can import SAS file, you can import a data set from Stata. But what we are dealing with today is how to import text file. So if you go to this particular place and you click on test, and then so what data set are we bringing in? We already have it. So, but for example, you want to use this particular method, so you just go to sample_r and you have it in this manner. You click on it, and then it takes you to that same place. So you could see they are separated by white space. You could see all the information. All these are default and they are okay. But in case you have a kind of a data set that is a bit stubborn, so you can by yourself change the options that we have there. So you scroll down and then you import. So when you import it, we have it as what we have here, but automatically it gives it the name sample_r, which is still the same thing as what we have stored in the new variable called DAT on our RStudio. So I mean, this is just one simple way in which you can import your text files into R. So what other thing do I think I can quickly show us from this information that we have here? So it's okay. So in the next video, and I want us, please, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, you can hit the subscribe button, and at the same time turn on your notification bell so you could be the first to hear about my next video. Thank you very much for choosing to learn R with me, and may God bless you. Do have a great day.